unzip my pants, reach my hand out, and pull out a stink bug. And if you know me, this is like...
You've stumbled across Next Waypoint. I'm Clay.
And I'm Andrea. We sold our home and moved into a 30-foot fifth wheel so we could explore the U.S. up close.
Follow us from waypoint to waypoint to share in our findings.
We're off of our routine very much.
Yep.
We spent 6 months at home. As we sit here, it's October in Maryland. We're actually currently at the Patapsco Valley State Park, which is the very first place we ever brought the RV for our first trial run.
Closest to our home.
Yeah, it's close to home. So we've just been doing little trips here and there.
Little trips here and there to visit family, and yeah, some of it we've already covered in YouTube. Some of it we haven't. The last YouTube video before this will be where we Grand Design Rally. You can view that if you need to see that. But this is just to catch up everything after that.
Yeah. So basically September, October.
We've had a lot going on.
Yeah. So let's see. After we finished at the Grand Design Rally, we went to Fort Meade. We have been to Fort Meade before. Clay actually used to work there.
Yep. So yeah, and it's our second visit at Fort Meade campground.
And then after Fort Meade, we went to Misty Mountain Resort in Charlottesville, Virginia.
But on the way to Misty Mountain, we discovered that we bent one of our legs.
Right.
When we left Fort Meade. So when we left Fort Meade, I remember going over a speed bump and hearing something not quite right.
Yeah.
So anyways, we get to a rest area.
What? What happened? What happened, honey? Words.
And I look at, as I do my walk around, and there's the front right leg bent. So what had happened, we left the front two legs down because we got out of our routine when we were doing the hookup.
It's kind of my fault. I said, wait, while you're behind the wheel, let me do the light check. So we did it out of order.
I mean, I knew I had to put them back up.
I know, but we did things in the wrong order, and
we were able to go to a camping world nearby.
It was near Manassas. It was around Manassas.
Yep,
so
around Manassas.
Yep.
I was able to move it up higher, take off the bottom foot so it cleared the ground a little bit. So I felt comfortable driving those 4 miles to get to the camping world. Yeah, when I talked to the receptionist, she said, yeah, we don't have that part here. We're going to have to order it. And I was like, oh, my goodness. But then when the mechanic looked at it, said, tell you what you could do. You could just cut that bad part off and stick it back up. I said, okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
It buys us a lot of time. We will fix it at some point, but right now it has not been a problem. No. And if anything, we just have to.
We just can't extend that leg as far as we might need. But we've never had to.
Never had to. So anyway, back to Misty Mountain. Yes, it was like a resort type thing, and I think they had a pool. They had a play area for kids that was underneath a pavilion.
Yeah,
it was like a
big bouncy ball, big bouncy mat.
But none of that was in use. People were just lucky to get to their campsite. And we were on the upper part of the campground. The lower part is what was getting flooded regularly because there was a creek or stream, whatever, going through there. So the bridge in and out would flood at night.
Yeah.
So we were concerned every morning if we needed to get out. Are we going to get out? Are we going to get back? But it did flood a few times, but we were able to get out and back whenever we needed to.
What was the hurricane or the
Helene? That one was Helene.
Another tropical storm, another hurricane. Yeah, we were lucked out. We lucked out, but so the bridge did come up to the level a couple times, but we were able to cross it, but you could see the flooded. So we did our stuff in town and came back then a few times, and then the weather had cleared up, and finally the sun came out and everything was great. Looks like the sun came up and dried up all the rain. Yay, sun! Good job. But then later that night, it rained again, and
Yeah.
all the residual stuff, it flooded even worse on the bridge,
Right.
and the bridge was temporarily closed. So we
Yeah.
were concerned that we couldn't get out. In fact, I walked down that night because I got a text that said the bridge was closed, and I wanted to go see it. So another natural disaster that happened at while we were there was the stink bug invasion.
Goodness.
So Justin and Andrea were in town doing their thing, and I was happened to be at the campground. And all of a sudden, these stink bugs, I mean, hundreds and hundreds, started going all around the RV. And then I noticed even the screen door on the right there, they were crawling around and getting in. So then I go inside to close all the screen doors, and the one in the back and the screen on the screen window in the bedroom was loose, and they were coming in by the tens. I mean, not hundreds, but by the tens. And then so I got to go around, close all the hatches first, because I had like the outdoor kitchen open, close all that hatch, and man, so then I had to systematically inside grab all the stink bugs and flush them down the toilet. And
had I been here, I would have died. I would have soiled myself and died. And
I couldn't. They just swarmed, and it was all the RV. They were just all around, and I guess they were just trying to find a place to hibernate, whatever it is called during the winter.
They were freaked out by Helene
And
all the water, I guess. But
yeah, and that was when it started getting really sunny before the next flood, and so all throughout that night and the next day, we were just finding more stink bugs in the. I said, you're going to find them in your clothes.
I know.
In the drawers.
I'm still turning all of my clothes, anything I pull out of a drawer, anywhere. I am turning my clothes inside out and checking them all before putting them in. He doesn't, but because the next day we got in the pickup truck to go somewhere, men in the front, I'm sitting in the back, and I feel like this lump in my jeans under my leg. I'm in the back of, and I'm trying to unzip my pants, reach my hand out, and pull out a stink bug. And if you know me, this is like, but I got it out. I survived. I didn't completely freak. Glad it was just one, but now I will. Yeah.
So we did our best, emptied the drawers, and I told her, I said, there's going to be more. There are going to be more in crevices. There are going to be more in our different compartments. So fast forward to now, we were going to do some burgers on the outdoor kitchen, and then we started moving some stuff out of there, and then there was a couple of stink bugs. We put the tablecloths on all the stuff, and the hammock.
The hammock was in there.
So we bring that out and set it on the table, and then we start finding them. And I found a few, moved them out, and then she freaked. She found a whole bunch as she was opening up one of the
tablecloths.
Tablecloth.
Like the sticky cottony fabric on the back. And they were all over.
So then I took all those fabrics onto the next campground picnic table, laid them out, and started grabbing them, putting them in the pile, and swishing, grabbing them, putting them in the pile. I got a couple pictures of that. So yeah,
we quit counting in the mid-30s.
Yeah.
Between what he found and what I had already taken care of. Like if I see one or two, and I'm outside, I manage it. But then when I'll see like three or more in one place, I can't not scream. Even though they're docile right now, they don't hurt anything. They don't eat anything. They're not going to get into your food. But I see one of these things and I just go into scream mode. I cannot handle any of them. And I will go into this saying, I know I'm going to find them. They're not going to hurt me, and I am going to kill them. I don't care. If I see more than one, I'm completely freaking out. So that's his job, as are all bugs. That was understood 30 years ago.
Go back to Misty Mountain.
Yeah, so
we did all that.
Misty Mountain, I think we could have enjoyed that a lot more had it not been a hurricane. And we just didn't get to do, they had a great game room that was down there. We didn't do anything like that because it was pouring rain a lot. But we did enjoy having Justin with us.
Yep. I went into Charlottesville by myself to look at the historic area. That was really nice. old courthouse there, where Andrew Jackson, the statue used to be, and they had that removed a while ago. Not Andrew Jackson, Stonewall Jackson. But they had a nice outdoor mall there. I walked. It was nice. One thing I noted about Charlottesville, a lot of joggers, a lot of homeless people as well, cleaning up after the night and getting set up and getting ready to move on for the day. But that was kind of sad. Then we also went into town one night and had a nice meal at the restaurant, and then we went and visited the Virginia University.
Oh yeah,
Old Town Virginia University. I visited Newtown Virginia University. It was I accidentally drove by the stadium there. That was really nice, really neat.
I just feel like that would have been a nice college town. So from there, we went home.
Dropped Justin off at the
dropped Justin
train station.
Train station, which was cute. Cute little train station there.
Next day, we drove back. We both drove back to Maryland.
Yep.
Parked the RV in our spot
in the driveway, and then our next place was to go back to Orlando. We'd been there last year. We had visited his nephew Jeff and met his then girlfriend Tabitha for the first time. He'd been dating her for a while, but it was the first time we got to meet her. A few days after we had met up with them last February, we get a text from Jeff, and it's their engagement pictures.
Save the date.
They announced their engagement, and then they were getting married in October. And so we're like, we were just there. So we had made plans to, when we finished in Charlottesville, our original plans were to keep going south with the RV, but we decided we're making it a family vacation. We're all going to go. We got a Armed Forces Vacation Club place to stay, and Justin and Lainey came out from New York.
Landing in Orlando, getting serenaded. I'm glad we didn't drive the RV down, because we would have ran into a lot of the hurricane stuff from North Carolina and stuff like that.
It turns out it was not only would we have been going through hurricane stuff from Helene, but then Milton hit while we was heading in too. But before we get to Milton.
But the resort was great.
Yeah, the resort was awesome.
We had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath place, and
the 2-bedroom with a fold-out sofa, full kitchen,
resort.
Coffee pot. You just walk outside, and in the center of all the buildings, you have it was a tiki bar, but it was a coffee bar.
And they had a putt-putt golf, and they had
they did.
Ping pong.
They had 2 pools, and each had a hot tub.
Yeah.
So we were there with all of us for like 4 days. And then the idea was that then Clay and I would have the place to ourselves for 4 more days before we had to fly home. The wedding was awesome.
A great wedding.
And Tabitha had a beautiful, fun wedding.
Great recap, and to meet Dave and Robin and Jeff and Sarah and everyone, and so that was fun.
Yeah.
The wedding itself was super cute. It was really neat.
Yeah.
With their little flower girl,
and
driving a little race car.
A little white, and she's all dressed in white. Race car down the aisle, those little motorized kids cars. Oh, that was the sweetest, funniest thing I have ever seen.
The collective oh. That was fun, and then the reception was great. It was really nice. The meal was great. The dancing was fun.
The DJ was awesome.
The DJ was fun, and it was nice that we got the seat set with Dave and Sarah.
Yeah, Dave and Sarah, and Dave and Angela. Justin and Robin are 1.5 years apart, and then another year to Jeff. And Kelly came along, and then Robin and Jeff's other cousins all are meeting together as adults at the cousins table, and it was just really fun to see them all interacting again years later.
it was really fun to see all them dancing.
Yeah.
And they
And
danced.
half of them have kids now.
They danced a lot.
Yeah. Dancing with their kids.
And we danced. So with the last song was YMCA. So we did go up and do that one. But
I would dance. I danced with little ones. You know, I danced with my little baby nephew,
yeah.
Levi. But yeah, if it's not involved a kid, I don't.
Yeah, Levi took to Andrea like it was crazy. It was really big. Yeah, I want you.
Yeah, I do have to vibe taking care of babies for years, and I was really hoping he would take them because I don't get to see them very often, and I'd never met him before.
Well, you gave him something earlier, some stickers
I
and
did.
rockets, and
I gave him a little cutout rocket ship, just a little cardboard cutout rocket ship, and I think that made me his and wheat thins.
And then lady gave him the Post-it notes.
Oh, that yeah, and I gave him Post-it notes, and I'm telling you, little kids, you're trying to keep them quiet somewhere. Give them a stack of Post-it notes, and they can stick them anywhere. They can scribble on them, whatever, and they have the best time with them.
So all during the wedding and going to the wedding, so it was quite a drive to the wedding from our resort, and it was raining, and then all this was happening as what was the name of it? Wilbur?
No, he keeps calling it Wilbur.
Milton was
Milton.
brewing.
That's my grandfather's name. I can remember that.
Hurricane Milton was brewing, and so we were constantly looking at the weather, and yeah, a little. So Justin, Kelly, and Laney were flying out Monday morning.
Right.
So we knew they were fine.
They were going to get out, no problem.
And Kelly was scheduled to fly out Monday evening.
At 9.
And the plan was we were staying all by ourselves in the resort for the next 4 nights.
Right.
All by ourselves to have the nice resort.
That was our anniversary trip, so to speak. But.
So then on Monday, as I took Justin and Laney to the airport, dropped them off early. It was early. Came back, and then we're just, thinking, hey, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. We're looking at we just didn't want to get stuck there. I thought we were fine. We weren't going to get any because we were in Orlando. We were safe in the resort on the 3rd floor building. Maybe. My main concern was the airport wasn't going to open back up when our flight was scheduled that Friday.
Yep.
And so that was my concern. So anyways, we decided to get on the same flight as Kelly and fly out Monday. And so we lost all that resort time. And we had to pay some extra money for the airport, air fees and everything. So then we were crammed in the airport, and we weren't able to sit together. I was all the way in the back. Kelly was a third, and Andrea sat up front, and I was in the middle seat. In fact, when I got done with the flight, I found out that they were a couple. I mean, they talked to each other a little bit, and I was like, why would you not sit next to each other?
Yeah, why put
some
him in the
stranger?
middle?
Anyways, the flight was okay. It took forever. They circled around Orlando. I mean, I don't know why. Like we were driving there.
I know.
That was crazy.
I thought we were never going to get out of this.
So we get home late. I mean, it was a late flight. We get home in the next day, and then all of us start not feeling well. And yeah, Wednesday night, I could tell I wasn't feeling well. Bottom line, I ended up testing for COVID on Friday, and I tested positive. And
Ellie tested that night too.
And she was positive.
They had the symptoms. I didn't have the symptoms yet.
Yeah, Andrea never tested positive, but she had it as well.
When they tested positive, I went ahead and tested, but I was negative. But I started with the symptoms that night, and they'd had the symptoms for a couple days.
So I had it the worst, and my thing was the body aches, and the body aches, and the body aches, and the chills,
and the fever,
and a body aches. So it was really bad. I was the only one that talked to my doctor, and they said, yeah, you should start taking the Paxlovid. So I started taking that. But also, Paxlovid, I couldn't take all my other medicines. So I take some medicines for helping me sleep and some other stuff, and I couldn't take any of those. Acid reflux, a couple things. So that later on down the road kind of hurt me because I wasn't able to take those medicines. By Sunday afternoon, I felt a lot better. I felt great. The only thing I had left was a cough, and so the medicine worked, and we decided to go ahead with our trip starting Monday to the next location, our next waypoint.
Smallwood is in Marbury, Maryland.
It's between Indian Head and La Plata.
Yeah.
Right on the Mattawoman Creek.
Yes.
In Charles County.
So it's a great park, a
Beautiful
great
park.
state park, great campground. So we were very comfortable there. The sites were really pretty far apart.
Yep.
We could see the next site, but for the most part, there's lots of greenery growing up. And yeah, it was so relaxing. But we just crashed. Like Smallwood had a great bike path that when we saw it, we're like, oh, we're going to be able to do a nice flat bike path.
Yeah, it was a rails to
we
trail.
Never got it. We were there for
paved,
10 days.
Flat.
Perfect. 10 days, and we just never felt up to it.
No, we just recovered the whole time.
We did recover. However, your cough persisted. So
well, the first day, the next day I was there, I felt anxious about all kinds of stuff, and it was messing with my mind, and I couldn't sleep. So I ended up going to the doctor there in town, and they prescribed me to help some stuff that I could sleep. Then once I slept that first night, I really felt a lot better.
Yeah, you slept really well for days.
But then my cough persisted a couple days, and so then I called again, and I set up a telehealth.
So for his telehealth, he tried it here or at that campground, but it wasn't working. So we had to reschedule it and head into town to the plate. We were just going to go to the Walmart and do his telehealth. But on the way,
bam! The poor little deer hit us. Man, did it hit us! But man, I didn't see him, and he hit our fender, and he rolled over into the. At least he rolled over into the side of the road. We didn't have to move him, so he was in the area. He died quickly, and man, that was I heard Andrew yell out deer. I didn't see it, but I knew
I saw it fly past my window.
I knew it was probably an animal right away. But yeah, you see the damages there. So we cleaned the damages and picked up all the debris, and I tried to fix the light bulb in the light area as much as possible and make sure nothing was falling apart, and we assessed that we could still drive it.
So we knew we could make it to Walmart so he could get his appointment.
Yep.
I grabbed a few groceries, made it back to the campground.
Yep, did the telehealth and with the Walgreens to get a prescription, and then we came back and
we knew we were okay to get home, but we choose not to drive at night.
One of the headlights on the right is broken, and subsequent to that, I was able to fix the blinker so it sticks out a little bit. And so if it's not bright enough, I can turn the floodlight on and it helps. So we can drive at night if needed to, but
prefer not to.
Prefer not to.
Yeah. So, but yeah, while we were at Smallwood, we had great weather, and just to recoup. We just had,
weather was awesome.
Hitting a deer and being sick to it, but hey, at least it was a calming place. 2 days later is when we were supposed to leave Smallwood and come here to Patapsco. So we got in here, and then he made the appointment, and we've discovered that it's going to take 10 days for them that we have to be without the truck, which is not ideal because we had to leave here within 10 days. We have to leave here Sunday, and the whole park closes for the winter. So we have to have the truck on Sunday to get out of here.
Yeah, we were gonna maybe tow the RV with Barney.
No, he's done that joke before. Patapsco State Park is not fabulous. It doesn't have full hookups. It has electric in several places, but that don't have any. And the water fill up is slow, but there's a place to fill up water. And
it's nice. It's got nice hiking trails. It's a nice park.
Yeah, overall it's nice, but it's not. If you're the full hookup glampers, you may not care for it as much. But it's close to the highway, so it's close to restaurants and Walmart and gas, anything you need, propane. It's all really close.
Yep.
So
stay here for 5 more days, and then go back to our house and stay. We're going to stay
the month of November, which is our scheduled month at home. We figured November and April, May are when we want to be in the Maryland area.
Just doctors and dental visits we try to do. Those are our scheduled visits.
Yes.
We don't want any extra visits.
Right.
In the past year, we've had too many unscheduled doctor's visits.
Oh yeah, yeah, because I ended up with foot problems, which
Your
I had
heart,
to have
your
surgery
heart
for.
issue,
My heart issue,
COVID.
COVID. So
Wh-
yeah, it's been a while, several months, and it's honestly been pretty stressful to not have a routine like we'd gotten into. And it happens to everybody, all the YouTubers we watch. Something happens sometime, and
Makes good content.
sure. So our next waypoint is going to be heading from Baltimore to someplace in Texas. So we'll catch you on the trip.
Bye.
Later.
But that was kind of sad. But we also visited. What was the
I never turned my mic on.
on the courthouse?
I never turned my mic on.
Yeah, I told you to.
I didn't.
That's all right.
How do I know if it's on?
You green? Yeah, it's on. Yeah, it's on. All right.
Oh dear. Well, sorry folks, I didn't have my mic on. I hope we can get that working through his mic.
We'll see.
See, we're off our game. Sorry.
She talks louder than me anyway, so
I do.
that actually might balance out.
Yeah.